Hello and welcome back to Genesis Designs and Modelcraft, and welcome back to Chatterbox. And I have a very short one for you today because I want to talk about quickly the winner of the poll for the next Modelling for Beginners series. Try saying that when you've had a couple. Okay, so the votes then. I'm sure that more votes may trickle through in time, but I'm content with the way the voting has gone to announce the winner at this point. And the winner is the FX P51D Mustang build, which I did announce on the inbox review that is up on the channel now of this kit. And it was met with a little disappointment from a few of the defiant voters, and I don't mean defiant voters, I mean people who voted for the defiant. So the voting numbers to me were very surprising. So to reiterate, we had the Mustang, the Defiant and the Wildcat as options. Now I wonder if the Wildcat may have suffered from not being featured in the video specifically, but the numbers were 43 votes for the Mustang kit against, would you believe, 43 votes for the Defiant kit, and one vote for the Wildcat. So we'll discount the Wildcat right from the get-go. So you could say the casting vote is mine, or you could say that I'm looking at it pragmatically because I feel, and I think I said it in the first place, and several people said the same thing in their comments, that this build, whether you're interested in the P51 or not, has more scope for covering and talking about different aspects of finishing. The build itself is going to be broadly similar for both of them, to be fair, but in terms of aspects of finishing, this model covers quite a wide range of things. Okay, so it will be the next Modelling for Beginners 2, or as it's going to be titled, More Modelling for Beginners, will be this P51D Mustang kit. I got this kit from modelsforsale.com. I got it for £19.99. He's still got a few more left at that price. Not this boxing, but the same kit. Okay, so if anybody still thinks they want to follow along, and obviously P51D kits are available elsewhere, but it does still have a few left at that price. However, in a twist, I am also going to do this one. So we're going to have two Modelling for Beginner series running back to back. I am going to build this one as well. When I was casting around for what to build next, my initial caveat was that it should, or I'd like it to be, something that's already in the stash, something I'm not going to go out and spend money on to feature on the channel, something that's already there. This was already there. I bought this second hand, coincidentally, from Models for Sale, but I think I paid about £20 for it. This one isn't currently available, unfortunately, from Airfix, but it is widely available on the internet. Not this boxing, but again, the other boxings, or certainly the more recent of them, are still available at retailers, and they generally tend to be under £25, so it is still a decent price in fairness. So this series is going to be titled Even More Modelling for Beginners. So you are going to get two builds. We're all winners here. We're going to get two builds back to back that are a little more beginner focused. Now each one of these series I will film an introductory video once I have the accessories here with me, and I will detail what I'm looking to achieve from the series within that introductory video, because I do feel that there was a little bit of semi-negative feedback on the first build, the Mosquito, because some people felt that the series wasn't really for beginners. And I can understand where they were coming from potentially, because beginners don't typically have airbrushes and things like that. So I will give a proper introduction in the primary video of each of these builds. And just as a quick overview, this one, I have got the bits inbound from Hannants. I'm no particular massive fan of Hannants, but it's an easy place to get lots of little bits and bobs for your build. This one, I've got some space decals, a good suggestion in the comments was, why not use those 3D decals instead of photo etch, because they're a bit easier to use. So I've taken that on board, and I'm going to try out the Edward space decals on this kit, and I've got resin wheels coming for it. The Defiant, I will use a photo etch set, so I will use an Edward photo etch set, some resin wheels, which the wheels are going to be from Barracuda cast, and I'm going to throw some turned brass gun barrels into the mix, because that prominent turret with its equally prominent guns deserves that. So this build will be slightly more involved / advanced than the P51 build. Your video for this week will be the inbox of the Defiant. So now a quick word on scheduling. I am naturally a fairly, I'm not going to say busy in as much as I'm always running around, but my life is quite full. I do have a full-time job, as you know. I'm also a single mother, and I do have other things that I do in my spare time apart from modelling. So my bench time is somewhat limited. I probably do get more bench time than some. I'm not complaining by any means. But the trouble with YouTube, or one of the problems with YouTube as a viewer, and I know it because I do it with other channels that I watch, you can get impatient for the next video to come along. And when I do get bench time, I'm not always doing YouTube stuff. I do make the odd model for myself, and a good example of that is this Tamiya swordfish that I've been working on. I just wanted to do something for myself and not have to document it or talk about it. So that goes on. And I also do odd bits, not a lot to be honest anymore, but I do odd bits of work for people. I do the odd bit of commission work and bits and pieces. And I do have a couple of other projects ongoing that are commission builds, so you don't see them on the channel. And my point really is just to try to ask you to try to be a little bit patient. I can't necessarily get a video out every week that is a build video for either one of these or anything else, unfortunately. I also do have a pile of stuff to review, and I'll filter them in as and when I can. The brick building series, the Buccaneer, I have now been and seen some real Buccaneers. I'm very, very thankful to the people at the Buccaneer Preservation Group, and brick building part 2 will be all about that visit and feature lots of photos and footage of their 2 aircraft. And of course, as well as that build and these 2 builds, the big Spitfire will pop up from time to time as and when I make good progress on it. Anyway, I've waffled enough, I think. This week's main video will be the inbox of the Defiant. That should be up in the next day or so, and I will film the initial intro videos for these as soon as I get the parts through from Hannons. So thank you very much for all your votes and input on the next Modelling for Beginners series. I'm really pleased that so many people have got so much out of it. That is what I hoped for in the beginning when I decided to do it, honestly. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really perfectly happy to continue and do more builds in that vein. So that'll be that for this Chatterbox video. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much everybody for your continued support of the channel. I do appreciate it massively. And with all of that said, I think it only remains for me to say, until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, and Genesis out.